Welcome to the Valuation Desk by Highland Global, where SBA business valuations speak bank. In this session, I'm thrilled to unpack a topic that causes confusion for lenders reviewing business valuations for SBA loans: regression analysis. We'll dive into R-squared, multicollinearity, and when to trust or ditch the market approach. Understanding these stats helps you spot solid valuations and avoid risky loans. Why regression in valuations? Appraisers use regression analysis on data from sources like value source market comps or BizComps to test if financial metrics like revenue predict sale prices. R-squared from 0 to 1 shows how much price variation the metric explains. An R-squared of 0.85 means 85% of price differences tie to revenue, reliable for valuation. But 0.2? That's a red flag, signaling other factors like location or buyer motives matter more. Getting this right is crucial for SBA 7A valuations. Is a low R-squared a trap? A low R-squared doesn't mean the regression is worthless. It means the relationship is weak. Noise from lease terms, strategic buyers, or seller urgency often lowers R-squared in small business data. The regression line is still valid, showing a trend, but it's not predictive enough for valuation purposes. Appraisers weigh this carefully, balancing stats with real-world factors. Imagine a scatter plot of sale prices versus revenue. If points are scattered but show a trend like in this scatter plot, that's a low R-squared, like 0.36, valid but shaky for valuation. Probably best not to rely on this data for drawing any value conclusions. Let's consider another scatter plot. If points hug the line, that's a high R-squared, like 0.92, giving confidence for multiples. Visuals help appraisers decide if the direct market data method holds up or if we need a safer approach. What is multicollinearity's hidden risk? Multicollinearity is when variables, like revenue and EBITDA, are too similar, muddling which one drives price. This inflates errors, making multiples unreliable. For valuations, appraisers stick to one metric per regression, like revenue, to keep results clear. Messy data means risky loans, so we keep it clean. So when do we reject the direct market data method? This is generally a matter of appraiser judgment. We reject the direct market data method if the R-squared is below 0.8, comps aren't similar, or scatter plots show no trend. Appraisers document this saying, low R-squared and poor comps led us to reject the direct market data method. Price to revenue multiples with R-squared above 0.8 are preferred. Sellers' discretionary earnings multiples are avoided due to reliability of what is reported regarding discretionary earnings. R-squared and multicollinearity are like warning lights in valuations. High R-squared above 0.80 generally signals trust. Low values or messy data scream caution. Remember, cash flow drives valuations, and appraisers generally rely on the income approach to keep valuations solid. If the data is reliable, the direct market data method can offer support to the value conclusion from the income approach. For SBA 7A loans, ask appraisers for the R-squared to assess reliability of the methodology. That ensures your valuations and loans are rock solid. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Valuation Desk. Behind every financial model and final value is a professional who knows how to interpret the story behind the numbers. At Highland Global, our depth of experience ensures that your appraisal isn't just technically sound. It's contextually accurate, SBA compliant, and thoughtfully reasoned. We've prepared thousands of business valuations and machinery appraisals, and we understand the details that make or break a deal. Because in lending, it's not just about the math, it's about the judgment behind it. For more information on valuation-related topics, be sure to visit our website, highlandglobal.com. Lenders know experience matters most.